안녕하세요. 저는 강진입니다. I just said in Korean to say, how are you? My name is Jeanhee Kang. I rarely get to speak Korean language anymore. According to Korean culture, I'm an outcast for life for breaking Korean taboo. So I was forced to run away from Korea as a teenager, and I have been in self-imposed exile for the past 40 years. Growing up, I knew all girls must stay pure as a Snow White until the wedding night. And if you dare to break Korean taboo, your life is over, basically. You are an outcast for life. You hear so many stories about honor killings in different parts of the world for taboo breakers. But Koreans give Korean taboo breakers choices. It's called do-it-yourself. Either suicide or disappear for life, to live as a second class, or subhuman. That's your choice. Rich girls who are lucky enough to have a rich parents would pay for surgery to make them all new again. But I was not that lucky, unfortunately. My parents were poor. My journey against all odds began with a dream, a childhood dream that I could never let go of. As growing up, all I wanted to be is a dam keeper. DAM. It's the guy there who controls the water for farmers. Why dam keeper, you say? Why not rocket scientist, doctor, movie star? This dam keeper was so special. He had everything I want that I didn't have. He got to live in a beautiful house with the beautiful woods and real windows. He got to wear nice looking clothes. And rumor was that he got to eat white steamy rice every meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. A bowl of white rice was a luxurious meal for us, poor people. It only came once a year as a birthday celebration with the laced seaweed in a watered-down chicken soup. Mama would chase the slowest chicken, wring its neck, pluck its feathers, and cook it in open-air kitchen. One chicken for 7 of us. We would devour that stuff in a matter of seconds. By the time we finished, there is no evidence chicken was ever there. I was always a hungry kid. I don't know why, but always hungry. And to supplement my hunger, I would eat anything, just, don't eat me back. I would catch rats, birds, grasshoppers, throw it in the fire pit until its char grill is ready. I would eat that half the time. I didn't know exactly what I was eating. It was so dark and black. And our village was with the 25 people total population, away from outside the world. Unless we grow food, we didn't get to eat. We were that poor. And I was thinking, as growing up, I knew nobody was coming to rescue me. I needed a miracle to get out. Divine intervention would help. So I used to pray to imaginary God that of whom I haven't met yet. God, please, hear my prayer. Bring me some food to fill my hunger and help me to run away. Those were my prayers. One spring day, I was scraping leeches off my leg with a machete. I saw the dam keeper on the hill with a fancy bicycle. I couldn't help but wonder, I wanted his life. How do I get to be living in his house one day? I want to eat white steamy rice every meal like he does. I must have ran faster than Usain Bolt to my muddy home to ask a question that I'll never forget. He said, Mama, how come that man over there, dam keeper, never have to work like me? It seems so unfair. And she said, he went to high school in the city to get that job. My aha moment, I wanted to be a dam keeper, and I was going to high school. There's no doubt about it. I didn't know what kids do in high school because I was only 5 years old. But that didn't stop me. I started begging my mama every single day, please, mama, send me to high school, please. Then finally, 6 days after I turned 6 years old, she got sick of me begging. Okay, let's go. We walked 10 miles to register me to high school, my first grade. And I was shameless. Head full of lice, filthy clothes, hadn't had a bath in 3 months. But that didn't stop me from loving school. I loved every minute. I even welcomed a corporate punishment for poor grades. I went back for more. I even wanted to go to school at night because during dark night, my drunken dad would come home. Somehow he finds his way, so drunk, and come home and beat us until he was too tired to beat us. Regardless of all this situation I was under, I was a perfect student, perfect daughter, until I was 10th grade. A ton of brick landed on my chest. Not only did I have sex with a boy, I got pregnant and had an abortion. If those 3 strikes weren't enough, I was expelled from high school for life. There goes my hope, my dream. Entire being was broken in a million pieces. And I was 16 years old. And I knew better to beg or mercy because Koreans won't forgive taboo breakers. I had to fess up, almost grow up overnight. Yesterday I was a high school girl, now today I was a woman, to think of my life plan. And I knew something has to show up because they gave me 2 choices, to suicide or go away. And I thought about it for a few seconds. Why don't I just go easy exit, just kill myself and follow those fallen women that went before me? Then I said, no, I'm going to fight back. I was angry at culture that wouldn't give me second chance. I feel like I still have it in me to finish high school and be somebody. I decided to live, to fight back and show Koreans that what I can do. I shaved my head. I shaved my own. Back then, if bad girls' father shaved their head so they can go outside. I shaved my own to save my father's trouble. My mama cries every time she saw my shaved head. And she failed her life as a mother, crying for her shame. And I cried back to her for failing her. Despite of what I was challenging to face, broken dreams, broken heart, watching my mama cry was the hardest thing I've experienced in my young life. I have failed my mother. And I knew I couldn't live in Korea anymore. I didn't want to live in this society so unforgiving, and plus refused to give me my second chance. So I thought of going to America. It's so far away from where I was. I figured no one will know my past unless I tell them what I did. So I thought about going to America dream. It just literally took over my soul. I knew exactly what has to take place to make that happen, because in those days, Koreans don't get out, just like Mexico and some other country. If they left, they would never come back. So it was like an impossible dream. And I said, what do I got to lose? I was going for broke. I packed up my runaway bag. I just turned 17 years old when I packed my bag. And from my abortion, I still had a swollen breast, stretch mark almost healed. And my hair was about 1.5 inches thick. I packed my bag with a set of a dictionary, English to Korean Korean to English, and 4 notebooks, 4 pencils, and 4 erasers. And I ran away from only home that I ever knew to GI town 6 hours away. It's a whore town. You sell sex. I had no trouble selling myself to brothel. No one had to drag me in. I walked right into the lion's den, and the place was called Lucky Club. Now, how ironic, Lucky Club. And I thought, I kind of like that sound of it. I could use some luck around here to get the heck out of Korea. So, yesterday schoolgirl, now I'm a hooker, trying to learn how to sell sex. I don't know a thing about how to do all that yet. So I was willing to learn, just do anything to go to high school back, to America. My price, $5, $10, $20. And I didn't need a whole lot to live there. I was fed, had a shelter, so part of it brothel kept. The rest of the money, I saved it. And my mama would come once a month to collect the money. And don't get mad at my mama. Time was tough then. Anything to survive. It was just all over Korea. And all the hookers there who got there before me, they were doing the same thing. Send money to support their families. Even though these girls never were given second chance. And we were unloved, but everyone loved their family. And they could never go back home, but they all supported the rest of the family. So I would argue those taboo breakers, tens and thousands of them, they helped boost some part of the Korean economy during the 70s, which Koreans don't remember. But back to my story. My hair was about touching my neck over here. I turned 18 years old. Finally, I won my chance to go to America. Now, time to get rid of my hooker stuff. I gathered all the stuff and put it in the dumpster and burned it to ashes. And I went straight to boutique and bought clothes to look like me again. And I called my mother before I got on the plane. Mama, you can't come here anymore. I will not be here. I'm going to America. When I get there, I'll make lots of money. And I'll send you money, and I'll buy you home. So I won't forget you. And she was saying, don't forget me, and I won't. I got on the plane with the $40 in my pocket to America. I couldn't wait to get to high school. Within 12 hours, I was 11th grader at Mexico High School in Mexico, Missouri. You're talking about the triumphant redemption, you name it. I was the happiest girl. It was me. There, I was holding on to a dictionary that I brought with me and told myself that I will never screw up again. This is the second chance that I was given. It's the only chance that I'll make something of myself. And I had a lot to show for. I worked so hard in Osan to get there, and I wasn't going to screw up. So I did. The precious second chance that I was given, I was able to make something out of myself, to prove Koreans that I should have given second chance there, but it's okay. I was able to. It took a while. Who's counting anyway, right? It took a while. From street peddler with $800 total, I was able to build a multi-million-dollar company and operate it from 87 to 2007, 20 years. And I kept my promise to my mama, bought a beautiful home, took care of her financially. Then I found my dam keeper's dream also. I got to eat white steamy rice every day and beautiful house with the real windows, just like I envisioned. Then one more thing, I had to do this for taboo breakers and teenagers all over the world, that they experience the same thing I have done right now. I went back to high school, college this time. I graduated from University of Mississippi as a diehard rebel. Sorry statement. So on the way here, I had to ask this question to myself. What would have happened to me if I hadn't left Korea? I have no words to describe because I don't want to be that position ever again. But I ask you, time to ask you, if you ever in position to or thought of judging troubled teenagers and taboo breakers, put yourself in their shoes. Imagine with compassion and give them second chance. Why not? Because by doing that, you might be saving a young girl the hell that I went through. And so, together, we may be creating success stories to shine in the world and around us. And thank you. God bless you.